Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest on the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, so today I have Marie Diamond on the line, and she is a Feng Shui master, and we got a lot to talk about today, Marie. We got to talk about your show, your upcoming books. We got a whole lot, but first off, I just want to say welcome. I've been trying to get you on the show for a long time.
Well, I'm so excited to be with you and all your listeners.
So Marie, where to start here? I guess where I'd like to start is, when did you first come in contact with this concept of Feng Shui, and when did you realize, let's just start there?
Yeah, well, so for me, it all really happened. I was 15 years old, very early on, when I had a major accident. And after that accident, I actually asked my mentor what I did do wrong that I attracted this really difficult situation. And he said, well, you probably have bad Feng Shui. And so that's the first time that the name Feng Shui came into my life.
And you were 15 years old? Hold on, you were 15?
Yes. Yeah, it was just
your reaction must have been, what is that?
Yeah, because, I'm from Belgium, and like Chinese words were a part of our language, right? So it was very interesting, and started telling me about several concepts that I needed to change into my environment, and he also suggested I would change the colors around me. And so for me, that was really interesting, but I stuck with these basic principles, and I became a very successful lawyer. And so only when I was 31, when I was already started consulting, and coaching a lot of people, that I went back to understand more about it and started studying in Malaysia with a grandmaster and got my master's certification. So it took me a while to practice some basic things, but really they helped me already to become very successful in my career.
What was that like to go to Malaysia, like at that time point? Like that must have been in your early 30s or in your 30s at that point. You were successful, you have all these things going, and then you go to Malaysia? Like, how does that happen?
Well, yeah, so it was really interesting. A first step was for me that I found out about an international conference on Feng Shui in London, where all the greatest masters of Feng Shui were coming together, and I went to see all of them, and I knew which one I wanted to study with, and then ultimately there was a waiting list for 10 years to get studying with this grandmaster, but I got in a year later, and so I was his first European student actually. So it was really interesting to get into working with somebody who himself was a business tycoon. He was a billionaire. It was very interesting. He was a kung fu master, and he also was a Feng Shui master. And so I love the fact that he was both a business successful man and also was connecting in with energy, both through Kung Fu and Feng Shui. So for me, that was like the ideal example, because I was in business already and I wanted to work with energy. So yeah, that was a perfect combination for me.
It's great. And so since then, when I think about some of the things you've attracted into your life, I mean, I first found your work, and I'm not going to speak for others, but I know The Secret, like that was one of the first times that I ever heard of your work, and I started going down my Googling, and I remember your part in the movie pretty clearly. That was a part of my growing up, and that was one of my first introductions to that concept, really, of the law of attraction or like even Feng Shui, like, and to start going down that route. And just understanding and learning. And now I look at, you have books, you have a TV show. Like, how do you feel like you've managed to attract some of these things into your life? Like, how do you feel that's taken place?
Well, I just practice Feng Shui, right? So knowing this concept that you can really use your environment to manifest your goals. That's actually what Feng Shui is about. It's an energy system from Chinese background that is around for thousands of years, that was till the 1950s, I would say, only connected with the Chinese wealthy families, and only after the 1950s it started trickling into the West, and now a lot of top celebrities, companies are using it worldwide because they know the well-being of your home is as important as the well-being of your body. And so I could compare it with like acupuncture in a sense, that acupuncture or qigong or tai chi is working with the energy flow and your energy in your body, and Feng Shui is working with the energy around you. And of course, as interior design became more popular, and now people start during COVID becoming more aware of staying in their home and want to maximize the positive energy in their home, Feng Shui became more and more present. And so I started teaching this 30 years ago, first actually to my business clients that I was consulting and coaching in meditation, because that's my first thing I did with them. And so I also saw that they sometimes couldn't go to a more calmer and well-being life if their environment was telling a different story. So that's how I started implementing more and more Feng Shui. And before I knew it, I just was like, that was what people would always ask me for, because I'm a really good blend between the Eastern traditional Chinese knowledge, studied traditionally, and the Western way to explain it, and to really connect it with brainwaves and connect with the law of attraction. So that is a new take on working with your environment. And of course, I've attracted to be in The Secret, many movies, my own TV show, because I really wanted to be mainstream with this knowledge. And now I'm, mainstream in America as the Feng Shui master that gives tips about how you can improve your success, your abundance, your family relationships, your health. So this is my big passion, to make it mainstream worldwide.
And so you mentioned the show, so Feng Shui Your Life. I know it's now streaming on Tubi. Talk to me a little bit about that. Talk to me a little bit about the show.
Yeah, so last year I came with the idea to create what I do normally in people's homes. I come in, I speak to them, and then I'm like, okay, your problem is in your bedroom, or your problem is in your office, so it's in your living room, and I kind of redesign the space based on what we call your personal energy number. So everybody, based on their birthday, they can figure out through my free Marie Diamond app, they can check out based on their birth gender and birth date. There's a calculation. It's not numerology. It's a scientific calculation behind it. What is your energy number, and what are your 4 good directions? So based on your birthday, you have a direction for success, which is very important for business. So you need to look at what is in your success direction. It could be south, could be east, depending on your birthday. And so I use this app, and I show it through the show. Like if there are people want to focus on healing, or they want to focus on inspiration, or want to focus on relationships or on money. So how they have to redesign their space based on their personal energy number and their birthday frequency. And so I kind of showed the before and the after, and then we hear at the end the changes that people have experienced in the month after. So because it works very fast. So it's like you redesign something, and your body and your spirit and your mind accepts it in a subconscious level, because this is on a subconscious level energy that this all works. And then people feel better, they feel more inspired, they feel more focused, and they get better results. And so that is actually, we have an season of 8 episodes. It's now on Tubi, and it will be very soon on Discovery Channel. And we're shooting a 2nd season already in August. So.
Oh, that just does not surprise me. That's amazing. And congrats on the 2nd season. Very few shows make it to the 2nd season, and yours did or is. And congrats on that. It's amazing.
Thank you.
I do want to get into your upcoming book. I mean, you have, for anybody that's not familiar with Marie Diamond's work, if you just go on Amazon, put in Marie Diamond, you're going to see a plethora of books, all amazing on there. But I know you have an upcoming one that's already available for pre-sale. So your home is a vision board. What inspired this? What inspired this book?
Well, a lot of people in self-development, they're making vision boards. And so over the last 15 years, I've been telling people that's great that you write your goals down, but, everything around you is a vision board. Everything of images and colors gives a subconscious message to your mind. And so I actually, in the book, help them to create a new way of vision boards, what is actually based on their personal birthday, what nobody does because they don't know this system. And then from that personal vision board, we look at your home. What can you extend from that paper into your home? Like, what can you place in certain directions to really enhance your success, your abundance, your relationships, and so forth. And so it's a Hay House book, and we're very excited for it. We also do a worldwide tour with book signing and seminars. So because I really see that it's so simple to change your energy, to change your good luck, actually, and especially in businesses. And I worked with from top 500 Fortune companies to, tens of thousands of entrepreneurs, that when they have their home set up and their office set up, even if it's at home, that energetically things start shifting for you. You're more focused, you're more creative, and you're more driven towards the future, because you can set goals, but if your goals are not representing itself through visuals in your environment, it's harder to stay on track.
What was it like working with? I'm a big fan of Hay House, Louise Hay. Like, what was it like what is it like to work with Hay House?
Well, I first started working with Hay House as a Feng Shui master. So I do their offices. So
that's how they discovered you? That's amazing. That's a great
how
story.
They discovered me.
I'm really glad I asked that question, Marie. Continue, please.
And so, of course, it's a wonderful team to work with. And, they are so open. It's not just a regular publisher that just, this is a good book.
I agree.
They are very open, and they practice it. Everybody in the team practices the work at home, in their offices. So it's very beautiful because it's very aligned. They're big fans of my work because they have seen their company went to a new level after you start practicing my work. So,
Wow, yeah, and when I think about some of the names that have been published there, like a Wayne Dyer, and just the lineage of individuals on Hay House,
it's great on there.
It's an amazing, to me, it's amazing. Whenever I see that emblem, so to speak, as a publisher, I just I did do a double take, and I'm like, okay, let's see what this is about. Even if I don't know the author, I'm a fan of that. It's interesting to see your book, though. Your home is a vision board. I can't wait till this comes out, because I'm probably doing some things that could use some. I have vision boards all over. I'm looking around right now, even in the studio, and I'm looking at maybe 3 different ones, and now I'm like, wait a minute, it's supposed to be off my birthday and a number, and like what? I can probably use a little bit of help over here, Marie. I'm probably off with this thing.
Well, you can start.
I'm looking at least 3.
Well, you can start by checking out the app, Marie Diamond app, and looking in the center of your office or your studio, and find out where is your success direction, and hang your vision board in your success direction, because that's the portal of energy that's the strongest for you. So I always say, if your vision board, it can be amazing, but if it's in the wrong place, in the wrong location, like we say in business, location is everything, right? So if it's in the right location, it will manifest faster.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to check out this app. So I've also noticed. So I'm glad that you bring up Hay House, and that's how they originally discovered you. You were working there. You've worked with quite a few individuals, including Steven Spielberg. I mean, one of my favorite musicians, Big Sean. I mean, I'm from Detroit originally, so I grew up listening to Big Sean, and that was like one of my favorites. And I actually went to some of the same schools he went to, so it was just one of my people that I've always followed. So I'm like, I saw that you worked with him. I saw some videos, some other people you've worked, Paula Abdul. I mean, what's it like, Dr. John Gray? What's it like to work with these celebrities? And I mean, you're a celebrity yourself as well, but in general, to be able to help others at your level, what's that like?
Well, they are all human beings, right? So I don't look at them at celebrity level. I look at them from their needs and their problems that they have. It's not about success, but sometimes could be their health, could be their motivation or their mental health. And so it's like I look at them from my heart to their heart. It's just a beautiful connection. And I worked for the last 7 years with Big Sean, And so he actually has a book coming out called Go Higher. And so he actually mentions me a few times in the book. So, and where he talks about his spiritual practices that he has gone through. Yeah, it's a very beautiful book. So you better check this one out. It comes also out in October. And so the whole point is these people, they are sometimes also stuck. Even if we don't see that, they can be stuck in their own field. And so it's then good to have somebody that with warm heart and compassion listens to them and then gives them new directions and see like, oh, you can change this and this. I always say it's like I Feng Shui your life. Like I see very clearly where the blockages of people, not only by listening, but going into their home, because their home is representing what is going on. And I can literally see the blockages by going in people's homes, because the home is a representation of their life. And so that's kind of how it works. And now we work from that level, and we start changing the mindset of the house, the energy of the house, and then also we start working on them. So I personally mentor them then also, you know.
And I think, correct me if I'm off on this, you've been doing some work with Mind Valley too, yes?
Yes. I'm one of the top authors in Mind Valley, who is the biggest online platform in self-development. And last year I was voted the #1 speaker in Mind Valley. So
that's absolutely amazing. And that's where one of my personal friends and friend of the show, Christopher Kai, when I told him Marie's coming on, he's like, oh, tell her I said hi. Like, I think he's got some work in Mind Valley with you as well. And I know you guys, speakers are always crossing paths. I was like, I'll let her know. And I'm a fan of the work they're doing there. I think it's amazing, and they have a great community.
They have an amazing community, and worldwide 20 million subscribers. And so, I've always been able to attract these amazing platforms and these amazing opportunities, and always say, like, how could a lawyer from Belgium become one of the top speakers and authors in transformation? Well, because I use my practice. I use Feng Shui.
Oh, little fun fact for you, Marie, and maybe for some of my long-term listeners that wouldn't know this. So when I was in college, I actually studied in Belgium. My major was international relations, and I studied in Belgium. Obviously, the actual translation's different, but basically the equivalent of University of Belgium. I spent like a semester over there, and traveled all around, and like I went to NATO and a bunch of the other headquarters and other things like that. So I was all around there, and so when I think about you being from Belgium, some of the ideas, some of the other things, and not to stereotype people, but I'm like, I understand what you're saying when you're like, you would have been like, what? How did I come to be the expert on this science essentially, and the #1 speaker at Mind Valley and all these other things? I love it. It's just an amazing story.
It really is, to be honest, and I'm very blessed in my life for being able to share this information. We have more than 2 million online students. So it's just amazing how many people have been able to reach. Also, thank you for allowing me to speak here so I can reach more people, because that is ultimately, with some very simple energy hacks, I would say, in your home, you can really change some things around. And like this only one I want to share with you is what we call the power position. And it's like making sure that if you're in a room and you're working or sitting or having meetings with people, that you always see the door that you came into that space, so that you never sit with your back to the door. In any phone call, any conversation, any time you're on the computer, always make sure you see into the space and you see the door. What that does is that your brainwave is shifting from beta when you're with your back to the door to alpha when you see the door. And we have done measurements on that, and it's very, very amazing how your attention, your focus shifts. And I always say, think about any CEO. They will never have their desk against the wall or perhaps against the window with their back to the door. They would always position themselves so they can see people coming in. And what that does, it gives them inner power, inner confidence, and inner focus. So that's the only energy hack that you perhaps will remember from today, but that's what I would love for you to start changing.
Amazing. And I'm looking at the door right now, and I'm not claiming that I had any foresight in this. This was just luck on the layout, Marie. I'm kind of patting on myself on the back, even though I don't know if my vision board's in the power position, which I'm going to get the app and I'm going to find out, and I'm going to see what my number is and all of that. I got to do. I have a little bit of homework, but I'm going to pat myself on the back that I can see the door and I'm in my power position, at least in the setup.
Amazing. Well, that's why you're successful. Yeah.
Well, Marie, I really appreciate you coming on the show today and spending some time with us. And I'm very happy to finally get you on the show. And I love your story because it's a testament of how you can attract success. And obviously you work hard in what you do, but I just love the story. That being said, if somebody wants to continue to follow your journey, get the app, get the updates on new projects and things you have coming out, whether it be TV shows or your books, how do people connect with your brand overall?
Of course, they can first of all go to mariediamond.com, the website, but I also would suggest they would follow me on Instagram at Marie Diamond Official. There's also the YouTube. Everything is always Marie Diamond Official. I have a podcast that they can check, the Marie Diamond Show. But the Instagram will be the best because every few days you have a tutorial and you have all the latest information, and that's where most people follow me on Instagram.
Wonderful. And for everybody listening, just so you know, we'll put the links in the show notes so that you can just click on them and follow up and head right on over. And speaking of the audience and the listeners, if this is your first time with Mission Matters and you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe or follow button. This is a daily show. That means each and every day we're bringing out new leaders, new thought leaders, new stories, and hopefully new inspiration that can help you along in your journey as well so that you can succeed and thrive. Again, hit that subscribe button. And Marie, this has really been a pleasure. Looking so much forward to seeing this new season come out as well of your show. So thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much, and thank you for what you do for the world. You're a great source of inspiration for many.